Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Big Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday night. Oh my goodness, it ain't even 10 o'clock yet. Well, I just wanted to get this, get in and check in with y'all and see how everybody's doing. I'm doing okay. My stomach's doing a lot better. I picked up some prescriptions today at Walmart. One was a nausea medicine and it works rather well. So there's that. I went in for prescriptions and dog food, and I also bought a $4 clearance t-shirt, a $2 clearance purse, and some strawberries. $31 later. Oh well, Theo's got plenty of food to get him through to the first of the month, and I got a cute little $2 purse. Isn't that cute? It's all blingy too. It has a longer strap inside, so yeah. $2. I couldn't believe it. I did my little app thing where I scanned the price and it said $2. I said, $2 mine. Yeah. And it's big enough to fit my phone, and just in case I don't want to take my big purse. Yeah, I have bigger purses. I didn't have a smaller purse like this, so this is really nice if you just don't want to have to carry a whole bunch of stuff, that you just carry the basic necessities, and this is big enough to do that. So $2, you can't go wrong, right? And then I just got a little 2X black t-shirt for $4, and I got a birthday card and strawberries. Because I can't live without strawberries at the moment. I'm not prepared to part with them just yet, even though I know that soon the store won't be having any, or if they have any, they won't look too good, and they'll be priced too high. But while they're affordable and plentiful, I will keep them in the house best I can anyway. So what have I been doing the last couple of days? Well, I didn't really feel very good yesterday. I had kind of an off day, didn't feel very well, and so I did some stuff. I started 2 different sweaters, and then what else? I washed some dishes. I fixed Johnny's air conditioner. Sometimes with window units, the little drain plug on the outside, it gets clogged up when it near trees, in general, dirt that gets in window air conditioning units. So I just went and took the water hose and cleaned it and got the little plug unclogged and got it to start draining properly, because what had happened, it was, instead of draining on the outside, it was draining inside on his floor. And so he just turned it off, because I don't always react very well when people tell me things are broken or not working properly. So he waited and told his brother. And so Will told me, and since Will had worked all day, I decided to go out and deal with the issue myself, and bing bang boom, and fixed it. It's not my first time doing that. When we lived at the old place, our air conditioners will all do that every year. They would clog up, and I'd have to go out there with the water hose and rinse the front and get it to start draining properly. So it's not like it was my first time doing it. Just my first time doing it here. And then I checked my little air conditioner over here, and it seems to be working properly. And I cleaned the filter in that, made sure Johnny's filter was clean in his, and put everybody back together. And then I started sweaters. The way I start my hexy cardigans, the solid stitch ones, is like this, little mini ones. So I'm doing one for Cheryl. She's sending me yarn. I'm sending her a cardigan, but I started hers like this, and then I'll do what I do. I do both halves side by side, like this. I did all of each, the first color change, and the next will be black, and I'll do all the rows in the next set of rows in black on this side, and then I'll do it on this side, and then, you know, so forth and so on. I work them simultaneous. That way it just works up quicker. It seems to go better. And so I also started one with for a client, a subscriber, family member that's decided to order one from me. Thank you so much. And so I got both halves like this, and now I've started with the black here, and I got a couple of more rows before I switch back to turquoise. And this is actually I love this yarn in the color peacock. This right here. So, and then I'm working some black rows with the same. I love this yarn in black, and I don't know what it is about the black of this yarn, the shade of black on this yarn. It is so much softer than all the other. I mean, the other shade, the other colors of this yarn are very soft. Don't get me wrong, very soft. It's my favorite value yarn. But for some reason the black is way more it's way softer. It's almost plushy. It's so squishy, and it makes it so easy on the hands. So even though a lot of people have trouble seeing black yarn to crochet with it, I got this lamp here, I got that one up there, I got another one over there, I got a neck light behind this chair in a box, laying on a box behind this chair if I really need more light. So I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right with crocheting with black yarn. This will be beautiful. I can't wait. And I'm doing my little trick with the, because you know, no one really likes those sleeves that are really baggy, because especially in the winter time you don't want to have to, you know, keep pushing. If you have the big old bell sleeves and you trying to wear a sweater and then you try to eat while you have the sweater on, you drag that sleeve through your food, and it's a whole thing. So I do this thing with the when I do the rounds for the solid stitch, I do a 3 double crochets together and a decrease every row. I do that decrease right here, and so when I go to fold it like this, it'll already, by the time I get done with all the rows I'm going to do, that sleeve is done for me. I don't have to go back and add rows to it or anything. It's already been decreased down into a you know, manageable size, and it works out just fine. I've done this a lot with these type sweaters. I just do my decrease as I'm doing the rows, you know, rounds. I do that decrease in that spot each time, and it keeps my sleeve, you know, a manageable width instead of big and baggy. So that's why when I showed y'all that other sweater, that those sleeves were, you know, already decreased down, but I didn't have to do a whole lot but put a cuff on it when I was finishing it up. And that's pretty much where I'll be with this, is I won't have to do anything but put a you know, straighten, you know, get everything straight and uniform looking, and then put a cuff on it, and it'll be good. So it makes things a lot easier when you do the decrease each row versus what I'll have to do with the granny stitch one. As I get it to this is what I did with Eva's too, because I didn't want Eva to have to deal with those big bell sleeves. So I did as many rows as I needed to get the sleeve the proper width, and then I stopped doing rounds, like, you know, around the hexagon, and then I seamed up the shoulders, and then just did rows, and then just connected, like if just say for instance this was seamed up at the shoulder, I would attach my yarn here and go here, down and around, and then back up the other side, and then, you know, chain one, you know, and then turn, and then go back the other way. And I just do rounds until I got it wide enough in this area and long enough down here. So that's how that's done. You just get it as far as you want to, as far as the sleeve goes, and then when you get the rows, you know, the width and the length that you're looking for, then you can go back and add to your sleeve at that particular size, and then just kind of do a little bit of decreasing as you go, and then you'll have it the right length and the right width that you're looking for. So that's my method of doing things, and hopefully if anyone out there is wanting that, you know, information, that's how I do it. And basically you just, when you're doing, if you're doing a solid one like this and you want to do the decrease for the sleeve, you just pick a spot. Like I picked, because this is a hexagon is a 6-pointed, okay, so you got 6 points, 6 corners. So I just picked a spot, picked 2 corners, and then started doing my decrease between those corners, because it doesn't matter which one you pick, it will fold in half and be the right way. You just pick one, you know, pick a spot, and, you know, between 2 corners, and start doing decreases. And just, you don't have to do, like, you know, you're not increasing how many decreases. You just do 3 double crochets together. You know, you go in and dip up and go through the first 2 loops, and then you go in and do, you know, just a, you know, 3 double crochets together does your decrease in that spot. And that's what I do. I just make sure that as I'm going, that that I got equal distance between these points, because when I first started doing it, it would really look wonky. So what I've learned to do is just to make sure that my decrease is, you know, pretty even between these points. As long as it's pretty even there, then it looks good when you fold it in half and go to seaming up the shoulder. It works out just fine. You just have to, you know, and I keep a stitch marker there just to remind myself that that's where I'm doing it at. Because when I get the music going and I get into a crochet zone, if I don't have something there to tell me, oh, this is where we're doing our decrease, I'll forget, and I'll just keep going and just completely forget about my decrease. So that's why I put a stitch marker there to keep myself on track, and that knows when I'm coming from this corner, I know that when I, you know, get close to the middle of this area here, that's where I'm doing my decrease. And then I'll just move my stitch marker up to that row and keep going. So now y'all know. But as far as these corners go, when you're doing a solid stitch cardi like this, you don't do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. You do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. That's the difference between the granny stitch cardigan and the full stitch cardigan. It makes it lay right. If you tried to put 3 in there, it wouldn't lay right. Trust me, it wouldn't. And so it's best to 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then your corner works. It works like that. And when you first do the setup rows down here, when you do the setup rows, you do start with a regular hexie at the very beginning. But after you start crocheting, double crocheting in each stitch around, it changes, and then you switch to the 2, chain 2, and then 2. You switch to that after you do the first solid row. But this first setup row is going to be like normal, you know, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets until you get your 6 points, your 6 points. And once you do the setup, you know, that first row, once you get past it, that's when you're going to start double crocheting into each stitch, with the exception of the corners, and then that's 2 double crochets, chain 2 double crochets. And because there's a stitch like when you're going in the corner, there's this little, I don't know if y'all can see this in the black, but there's a little tiny little stitch right there that if you miss that stitch, it gaps things up. So as you go around, you go there, that one right there, you don't want to miss that one, because it leaves a odd gap look. So just be mindful when you're making one to not miss that particular stitch. Now I am using a 6mm crochet hook with this, and I got 2 more rounds of black on here, and then I'm going to switch back to the peacock. But I'll do all my rounds of this black on this side, then I'll go to the other half and do the 8 rows of black on this, because I'm doing is similar to the silver and black one, but I'm switching up how many rows of each color just to give it a more custom you know, look. And because I don't like to do the exact, I don't like to replicate exactly. I like to kind of switch up how many rows of each color that I'm doing. That makes it just a little bit more for an individual, you know, so that they don't feel like they're running out, you know, going out there with the same exact sweater that someone else has. So I tried to, you know, customize each one to where it, at least the stripes that are the row, you know, the striping, not self-striping. In this case, I'm making the stripes, but it'll be a wee bit different than the other one. And the silver and black one that I'm making Cheryl, I'll do a little of the same. I'll switch up the order of the stripes and, you know, how wide that second stripe is and that sort of thing, so that it'll be individual strictly just for her. And so that's, you know, when you order a sweater from me, that's what I do. I do custom. So, you know, whatever color you pick out, whatever yarn you pick out, it won't be, when I make it, it won't be like the last person's in the same. I've only done duplicate once. Once I had someone that wanted the same color scheme as someone else, and I still switched up the amount of rows in each color so that it would be custom for her. The color scheme was the same, but the order of the, you know, the stripes and that sort of stuff, I kind of switched up so that it didn't look exactly. Because I mean, some people want exactly what I did for someone else, and that's fine. But to me, I think it's, you know, if you're going to pay someone to make you a handmade sweater, you really want it to be just for you. You don't want to run out there and, you know, run into someone else with the same thing, because then it's not as special. You know, it's not as special. It's not, I'm not mass producing anything. It's totally custom. So you know, if you're going to pay me, you know, and I don't charge a whole bunch. Now I get 80 for these solid stitch ones. And so for the solid stitch ones, I get 80 because it uses more yarn, it takes more time. But for the granny stitch ones, I only do 65 because it doesn't take as much yarn, it doesn't take as much time. So that's usually what I do. Now, if you have a particular yarn you want me to use, and you want to send me that particular yarn, then we'll talk about how much that takes off the price. So because my prices include shipping, so keep that in mind. And the reason why I keep my prices the way I do is because I'm showing them on my videos and I'm monetized. So, you know, I'm going to make a little bit on the video, so that helps me keep my prices down. So everybody's like, you don't charge much, you don't charge much. Well, that's because I'm showing them on my videos, and, you know, and I make a little bit from that. So in the end, it all washes out and it works. So, and I enjoy doing it. So if I didn't enjoy doing it, trust me, I would not be peddling my skills if I didn't enjoy making them. So, and these are not the only cardigans and sweaters I'm going to be doing. Like the sweater that I'm doing for Kayla is going to be completely custom as far as the colors and things that I have planned for it. But once I successfully make that one with the stitch and the panels and all that, then that's probably going to be in my, you know, repertoire or whatever you want to call it, things of cardigan styles of cardigans that I can do. So because right now the hexie cardigan, either granny stitch or full stitch, is the quickest and easiest make I have. But if I can get, you know, that down, you know, and use some self-striping yarn to where, you know, it goes a little quicker. Right now, the reason this one is taking a while is because I'm so many color changes. And so that's going to take a little longer than, you know, one that I'm using self-striping yarn, or I'm doing more solid colors or something like that. And I think sometime this week, let's see, tomorrow's Thursday. I don't know, because I need to go try to get the tires tomorrow. But sometime in the next, maybe Saturday, yeah, I'm going to go through my yarn and kind of figure out what I have sweater quantities of, and then I'll come and do a video where I show you that these are what I have on hand that I won't have to actually go out and buy, and I have sweater quantities of particular yarns. like I know I have sweater quantities of 2 different shades of Scarfy. I know I have some in Puzzle. There's some Lion Brand Boogie Nights that I bought. They were on sale from Joann's, and I bought some of that, and I got that in a couple of quarter colors. You know, of course, we've got plenty of I Love This yarn in different colors, and I'll try to pull all that together and show you what I have in sweater quantities. And that's the kind of video I'll do, is I'll just show you this is what I have in sweater quantities. That way, if anyone out there is watching and really considering ordering a sweater from me, you'll have a better idea of what yarn I have on hand and what your selection could be. So because I have some self-striping, I have some variegated. I like to mix variegated and solids a lot when I make sweaters, because I like to pick a variegated that has a corresponding, and get a solid that is in that variegated to go together. I don't have anything right offhand next to me to show you, but well, like hold on a minute. Oh boy, and I'm dropping stuff. Is that open? Okay, like this for instance. This is Premier Basics Mosaic. I would say a red would probably go good with this. So I would probably make I got 6 of these, and I have a red, a Premier Basics in red that would go perfectly with this. I could also pair it with orange or green, or a navy blue would even look good with this. I don't know if I have a navy blue in this weight and everything, but it wouldn't be hard to get. It wouldn't cost me. I could go straight up to Hobby Lobby and pick out some navy blue and would work just fine with that. But I have a lot of stuff like that I have sweater quantities of, that it wouldn't be hard to pair up and make something. And I just love playing in yarn. I just love to play with my yarn. So, you know, it makes me happy. This is a hobby and a side hustle that I quite enjoy. So, if you're looking for, like, I'll go over and do that in the next few days. I'll get with my yarn stash, and I'll go through and pick out, you know, what I have enough in to make sweaters, and then I'll, you know, do a little yarn parade. And I'll pair some of the variegated and solids together that give you an idea of how that might work. Because I think variegateds and solids work together with, you know, with striping and whatnot, is very appealing. I think it's very pretty, and especially in a sweater. So, and it you know, and this, like, similar to this, you know, when if this becomes a regular pattern for me, doing this back panel and then 2 front panels, and then, you know, crocheting on the arms, if this ends up being, you know, a regular pattern for me, of something, you know, that I could put together relatively, self-striping yarn would make it go quicker. But something like this that is somewhat of a solid stitch, but not quite. So this is going to give her a nice, you know, it's breathable, but at the same time it's a little bit dense, and it's going to be very warm. So, and this stitch is so easy, and I love it so much. It's the Prairie stitch from Bag O' Day. So, and I don't mind the sewing in ends. So if something colorful like that is something that someone would like to have, then that's totally doable. It just takes time. It just takes time. So I just asked, if you do decide to email me about a sweater, just be patient. I do start a list of folks, and I work the sweaters in accordance to where that person is on the list. Is a, you know, like Susie, Mary, Jane, and I'm going to work Susie's first, and then Mary's, and then Jane's, and it typically takes me. It just depends. Right now I'm hopping between whips. Like I'll work a little on this one, a little on that one, to keep myself from getting in a rut. And so these two, this black and silver, and this turquoise and black, those I'm working side by side. So, you know, I'm just whip hopping at the moment, and I'm hoping that works out. so that I can, because Kayla's cardigan, there's no timetable on it, but I do have a paying customer for the turquoise and black one, and a trade going for the silver and black one. So those will be worked. Those will take a little more priority than the other one. So you might see those done quicker than Kayla's, because Kayla's takes, because I'm in the design phase of Kayla's. I'm designing it as I go. And so that one's going to take a little bit more time, and I will hop on that and work on it, you know, when I'm taking breaks from the others. But it'll just take time. It'll just take more time, and that's perfectly fine for me. I like that. It'll keep my mind from getting zoned out on particular projects. I don't like to. I like variety. I get bored easy. So this will help me from getting bored easy. And but I try to give folks a realistic expectation. Is like when someone orders one from me, depending on if I have other orders ahead of them, I'll try to give them a time frame as to when they can expect me to be done. So, and send it to them, because I'll wash it and send it to them. And so I'm going to stick with the lower 48 this year, I think. And then of course, if you're in Canada, then we can talk, but shipping is very expensive going to Canada or anywhere else. So I really would like to stay within the lower 48, so that I can keep the cost down for the custom, you know, for whoever's ordering it. Because if it's outside of those areas and shipping's gonna run me more than like $20, then, you know, it's really not cost effective for me to do it. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not making anything if I'm spending, you know, if I'm spending $60 on shipping and you paid me $80 to make a solid stitch cardigan, I'm you know, I'm losing money that way. So that's why. And if I try to tack on, you know, $60 for shipping onto a already, you know, solid stitch sweater, that runs into the money. So I just try to make it as cost effective and to where it's not what they call cost prohibitive. So that, you know, I could try to make a little extra, because Christmas will be here before we know it, and I have extra people to buy for it this year. So I'd like to, you know, have enough to do that, because I love to give gifts. Who doesn't love to give gifts? And I do. I really enjoy it. So I'm doing that this weekend, hopefully. Giving gifts that make me happy, so and make others happy. But I hope y'all have a wonderful night. I so enjoyed talking yarn with y'all and talking projects with y'all. If y'all have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments. If you have a question about a sweater order, or you'd like to order a sweater, then please email me. My email address is always in the description box. And if you can't find it in the description box, just leave me a comment and I'll type it in for you to make it easier for you to find, okay? But I love y'all, and so does Jesus. And please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue. And I'll see y'all again soon. Bye.